ourselves a match. Good morning and welcome to the first match of today. We are watching the RedBull Esports Champions League and we are in Group A. All teams are at a LAN location and IG will be going up against Esports Muxi first. So we'll see how these two teams do. We are in the group stage. These teams, by the way, are in the same group as LGD, VC Gaming, Orange and Royal. So each group has 6 teams. We have got 2 groups in total. And we'll see quite a few games today already. Everything is being played in a best of 1 format for the group stages. And the playoffs are starting at the 13th, I believe. So we're going to have 3 days, 2 days. No, I believe 3 days of group stages. Starting today, of course, is the first day. Let's see what these two teams will have in store for us. By the way, welcome for you to join me. I've never casted on a Beyond Summit stream before, I believe. But happy to do so, and I know that a lot of you people might not be able to chat. I've been told apparently that it's because you are on Chrome rather than on Firefox or Internet Explorer, if someone still uses that. I can't chat, sorry, I can't see any feedback of the stream, for example, either, but if there is an issue with the stream, you can always tweet me at Shiver Gaming, so make sure to let me know if something's wrong, if something's up, even though I think everything should be sorted out just fine. We've got ourselves a Bed Rider, Visage, a Wisp, as well as an Alchemist getting banned out there with Alchemist, or sorry, Darkseer rather, picked up first by IG. Weaver Windrunner, picked up by Muxi. Kind of interesting to see, like Weaver, we've seen like in the Western scene that quite a lot in a fairly early pickup, especially in combination with the tree. But a Windrunner, not that often. It does offer a lot of possibilities to esports. Wow, I noticed that it's early for me. You can hear me stuttering. Awful. But yeah, Windrunner and Weaver both have, of course, the potential to go on the off lane. Both have the potential to go on the solo lanes mid or on the safe lane. We know that Windrunner has also played a couple of support roles, but I don't think that's really all that popular in the eastern side of this world. But we'll find out. At least it offers plenty of opportunities for esports to run however they wanted to. And of course, it doesn't really give too much away to IG about what they are expecting from Muxi. I mean, let's be real here, right? Muxi is the underdog here. IG, the known team, the favorite in this matchup. In the lobby, we even had Chuan saying PPX drafting, GG. PPX in the drafting seat, and PPX replied with that, but with nobody else wanted to be pink, so you know they know that they are in for for a hell of a match, and that they are fighting from behind, from team rankings perspective. Got ourselves a Nyx Assassin getting banned out, of course. No support set up on IG. Can assume Dragonite mid, Darkseer offlane so far, but standard coming off from IG. With the anti-mates in the OD getting banned out by IG themselves, I mean, like I said, Muxi doesn't really give anything away just yet.
10 seconds remaining.
So it's hard to ban out if you don't know exactly what they're gonna go for. And of course, you know, you don't know how well these two teams know each other. I'm gonna assume that IG knows Muxi a lot better than I do anyways, but maybe you're not 100% familiar with how these teams run. Of course, IG, having focused completely on the Alienware Cup up until Monday, of course, when they got dropped out. How much effort did they spend into practicing their games up against Muxi? We don't know. And that's, of course, the most favorable situation you're going to be at if you are going to be the underdog. Having the element of surprise, having the element of your opponent team not really knowing you. That's a big thing. That could be the key to Muxi's success. Who banned out the Rubik, by the way. 2 supports on the sidelines. So we'll have plenty of carries in the pool later on for IG. For them to ban out, or for them to pick up rather. But Muxi is gonna have the first pick right now. Let's see what they're gonna complement their lineup with, and if they are gonna be revealing a little bit more about what they're planning to do here.
10 seconds.
Two evasive heroes. One with the Shikushi, one with the Wind Run. Of course, both very susceptible if there's gonna be a Dragon Tail that's gonna hurt on everybody, on both.
Reserve time.
And we do, of course, have the Darkseer already on the side of IG, and that kind of counters the extra speed boost that Weaver and Windrunner have, because you can just surge after her. Or it. Weaver. Assumingly he. After them. Let's say them. Better. Muxi taking into their bonus time quite heavily. So I'm gonna expect that they might have a plan up their sleeves with the first two pickups that they revealed, but... There's the Earthshaker. I like it. I like watching an Earthshaker. Fisher making a lot possible. And as I just said, I mean, you have got a very fast hero on the Darkseer with a Surge, but... You know, you can't jump over it with or you can jump over the Fisher rather with the Surge. Though Dragonite can pop Dragon Form and go for a long range Dragon Tail if he can. Maybe buy some time for him to wait for the Fisher to disappear. But a very strong hero on the lane, and that reminds me of lanes that we have seen in the past, of Windrunner or Earthshaker lanes. To be fair, I have seen that mostly on the Western scene though. As you might know, I mostly cast Western Dota, or have mostly cast Western Dota in the past.
Reserve time.
But it's a very safe lane that you can create with that Earthshaker. One of the safest heroes to lane with. You want to go in on your opponent on a tri lane? In comes the Fisher. You won't be able to chase, you'll get stunned, and you might even get cut off and die instead. If you're diving, get hit on the wrong side of the Fisher, well, you're in deep trouble. And the Gyrocopter picked up by IG. They reveal their carry. Of course, Weaver could be the carry role of Muxi still. Depending on how they're gonna run things.
10 seconds.
Shadow Fiend will be picked up first, so that will most likely be the solo mid, and for now I'm gonna assume that then the Weaver is gonna be their carry, because right now they need a hero that is gonna do more in the mid game than Weaver and Shadow Fiend are able to do. Of course, Shadow Fiend, if he gets ahead in the mid, he will definitely be able to continue to keep ahead and of course run out of control completely. But if it's being kept even, like I'm not even saying if he loses, because I'm not expecting him to lose up against a Dragonite. It's very tough to lose up against a Dragonite unless there's going to be active ganks coming off from IG. But if he's being kept even, then he won't be having a dominant role, like he won't be roaming around very early already, and he'll just continue to farm, continue to get souls. And you need something to provide a safety for Weaver and Shadow Fiend to farm in. You need a hero to do that, and Esports Muxi, they kind of need one of those mid-game heroes, I think. But we'll find out what their playstyle is, how greedy they get with their lineup, of course. That's basically the question. Same thing goes for IG, because so far, that's actually pretty greedy. Depending on if Naga Siren plays in a support role or the carry role. So we have seen Naga Sirens mid, we've seen Gyrocopters mid, we've seen Dragonites mid. But again, all three heroes. I mean, Dragonite is strong on the mid lane. At least strong in a sense that he won't die easily. Gyrocopter strong in the lane for sure. Mid game a bit less strong. That's the time when he spends farming while he gets ahead on the laning stage, then starts farming, and then later on he'll own you with Flat Cannon. Naga Siren also fairly strong on lane, mostly because of Riptide and the net, of course.
5 seconds remaining.
Also, by the way, which is that a snare, very strong up against the Weaver because he'll be visible with that.
Reserve time.
And of course also very strong up against the Shadow Fiend, because you're going to assume that he wants to build a BKB, and of course the ensnare goes through the BKB. But also in the mid game, might not be as dominant. So early game is going to be the call for supports to maybe do something. To make sure that Dragonite gets strong enough in mid game to create distractions so that Gyrocopter can farm. I say Gyrocopter because I'm actually expecting Naga Siren to be played maybe a bit more as support. I mean, they already have the Darkseer. In theory though, of course Darkseer can go into the jungle. So you have got two supports getting banned out for the last bans from these two teams. We've got a Jakiro as well as a Keeper of the Light, with a Lich getting picked up by Muxi. And that is the anti-carry support that you want to have. Deny farm. If you know that your opponent is going for a greedy lineup, make it tougher for them to get farm. Deny them creeps. And the Shrek will be the support by EG. Of course, Naga Siren in this case looks to be a support here as well. So there will be, of course, the Ensnare, followed up by a Split Earth. And that's gonna be the key to success for IG. But first, let's take a look at Esports Muxi, because they are on the dire side for this game. And let's see who will be playing where. And what, of course. We are gonna see Windrunner played by KKK. We'll be moving on to the bottom lane. Looks to be not by herself. Lich is already on his way, but he's probably just gonna go ward. It's gonna be played by T. After warding, we're gonna assume that he's gonna rotate over, unless... Well, it depends on where they want to deny creeps, right? Maybe we've seen Liches going solo off lanes before, but... Not expecting that, but with the denies, you might just want to have that. Though, looking at the mini-map already, I see that he's probably wanted to go top, because the aggressive trial lane is on its way for IG. In the meantime, L will be playing the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. PPX, the drafter of this game, will be playing the Earthshaker.
30 seconds to battle.
And then last but not least, it is the Weaver, played by a name I cannot pronounce, unfortunately. But he'll be going towards that top lane. The question is, where are the supports gonna go? Because in theory, we know that, like I said during the draft, we know Weaver as a hero that can be solo off lane, solo mid, etc. So he can be solo by himself, just very, very fine. Shadow Fiend, solo mid, pretty decent as well. And they've got Lich and Windrunner, obviously, both able to solo. So we're gonna see a lot of rotations, I think, coming up from Muxi, because they can. They're not needed to stick in, unless, of course, IG is gonna make their lives tough, which, of course, is their goal. And talking, of course, about IG, they are sitting on the Radiant side this game, where they're gonna run the aggressive trial lane. It will be Faith playing the Leshrac. Zal will be playing the Gyrocopter. Swan on the support support Naga Siren. And the potential of this trial lane is very deadly. Starting off with an Ensnare, followed up by Split Earth, gives also Zhao time to move towards his target, Rocket Barrage. And Weaver, as said, I mean, he can Shikushi, but he'll still be visible because of that Ensnare. And even if he wasn't visible, Sentry Ward's already there. So this is a very potent lane for IG to get some kills in. But let's take a quick look at who is playing mid. Well, I don't think you're going to be surprised to see Ferrari playing here. He's going to be on the Dragonite, and on the bottom lane, wait a second, no, he's fine, Weaver is fine. On the bottom lane, we see YYF on the Darkseer, up against a dual lane with Lich and Windrunner. I'm still expecting Lich to rotate top to help out the Weaver, just to deny creeps, to make sure that IG has a tougher time farming, because you can deny creeps through good Darkseer, which is nice. Oh, there comes the Ensnare, here comes the Split Earth, and actually slightly too late. And the Weaver gets himself out of there. A bit of a miscommunication coming up from IG. And Invictus Gaming, of course, the favorites. But they could just go again though, and this time there is a ward up. This time you can't escape. This time the Split Earth will be there, and the first blood is spilled. Twan with the last hit.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And that's gonna be setting the tone of this trial lane. And the question is, will Lich rotate? He's gonna land some harassment on YYF, but YYF is fine. Like, he is not in any trouble here, and he knows that too. He can continuously push the lane out. He has a surge to get away, and there's not really any kind of lockdown that is threatening to him. And even if there was a shackle, it would only be level 1, which is not really high level enough to take him down. There's not enough damage to take him down either, so he is having a good time. He's getting farm in the jungle and on the lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Weaver is the one with the toughest time. 4 last hits so far. Still quite surprising to be able to get 4 last hits against this tri lane. But of course Zhao is sitting on 10 to 4. Not doing best of all though. Considering this is not an aggressive tri lane or a tri lane coming up from IG, this Windrunner is actually getting quite a decent amount of farm here. Sitting on 13 to 3. Highest last hitter on the map, of course closely followed by the Gyrocopter. In the meantime, Ferrari also not doing too bad, sitting on 7 to 2. Same amount as L is having on the Shadow Fiend though, and of course L is going to have some supports around here. We have got the Earthshaker, who actually was able to get some experience there on the mid lane. And is going to roam towards top, see if he can help out the Weaver for a little bit. Weaver, who is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Then another sentry ward goes down. They really want to take him down. Here comes the ensnare. This time the splitter won't be in time. Is Shikushi gonna be in time? Here's the question. 3-second cooldown. Fissure needed. Fissure dropped, and that's gonna be Weaver out. Save PPX, saving the day, saving his Weaver, saving his carry. And also blocking the exits past of IG for a little bit, but nicely done. They will get the tower, however, and this is a very early tower. And not only is, of course, the top lane already hereby won by IG, they're also helping out the mid lane with that, because Ferrari gets himself that extra bit of gold. They're helping out YYF because he gets himself that extra bit of gold. And that's going to be putting IG across the board ahead. We're gonna see when Muxi might be able to take it back. And this mid lane is gonna be very important for them because, I mean, you're not gonna expect Weaver to be able to do anything yet before the 20-minute mark. Whoa, that Edict doing tons of damage, but he might be able to get a kill. Sentry wards are all around though, and he has to be careful. Rocket Barrage is no joke. How greedy is he? He's gonna try. They know where he's coming though. They know exactly where he is. Here comes the net. Like I said, you can't escape it, and there's actually no mana. That's a kill. Faith will take it. Sorry, Chuan will take it actually. The last hits. I thought the Split Earth got it done, but nope. Chuan with the second kill of the game. Faith playing bait. PPX comes back towards the middle lane and has got level 2. I guess the lucky thing for an Earthshaker is that you don't really need levels. I mean, as long as you have your Fissure, you're useful. But you need to be able to stay alive. So you can't get dropped behind too much, too far. And he is at risk of that now. And he can't steal too much experience of the Shadow Fiend, because as said during the draft, he is a hero that needs to be getting ahead. That's his thing. You get ahead, you stay ahead, but as soon as you drop behind, you're gonna have a very tough time as a Shadow Fiend. Just overall, no matter who's playing it. Double damage rune in his inventory, might try to make something happen there. Dragon Knight level 6 though. Of course, he gets a little bit extra experience compared to the Shadow Fiend, because Shadow Fiend had to share experience a little bit with the Earthshaker, so that makes that difference. I mean, I've got a rotation. Well, rotation, I say. Basically, YYF went into the fountain to just regenerate a little bit, leaving KKK to farm, and he is gonna be the one to try to make something happen in the mid game, because Shadow Fiend, I mean, he can, but he's not really winning his lane convincingly enough to try and get kills, and you need to get a kill to get ahead, etc. He is ahead though in terms of last hits. Not that many, 7 last hits. Oh, there goes a net, maybe again. Chuan goes for it. Faith with the Split Earth. Edict first, Split Earth after, and that's gonna be another kill. Go on the way. Or not, or not. He gets away. I think that was... Wow, Flak kind of doing a little bit of damage, but that was a very lucky Weaver. I mean, you can debate if it was luck or just, you know, Shikushi and run yourself out, but I felt like the IG had that game and had that kill in the bag. I mean, their level advantage, their killing potential, super high. We've seen it happen before, but they don't get it this time. Weaver buys himself a little bit of extra time. The question is, how much use is it going to be? Because he's still level 4. He's only got 8 last hits, and he's going top again. So far, no help just yet. Now, finally, Lich rotating, able to deny a couple of last hits, a couple of creeps here on the top lane, but in comes Ferrari with the haste rune, with the dragon form. And at this point, Muxi is almost forced to fight, but they are not ready yet. Not ready yet by far. Look at this level difference. Level 4s and level 2s up on Muxi. Well, there's a level 7 up on IG, of course. Shadow Fiend also level 7, but you can't really expect too much from him just yet. He needs to farm. He needs to get more before he can actually fight. Windrunner, the one to maybe be able to do something. Level 6. Edict there, up for Faith. Level 2. Tower goes down. That's a tier 2. They tried to fight though. Shackle. Got a latch. Awkward. Awkward angle, but it doesn't matter. It works. There's a net. Weaver trouble. Weaver dead. Cooldown coming down. Chuan trying to run for his life right now. Is there something? There's face boots up on KKK. He might be able to get the kill if he just runs fast enough. Chuan has only got brown boots, but KKK walks the wrong way, and that's not going to be a kill going the way of EM. Muxi losing their Weaver. Showing them that they're not afraid to fight. Showing IG that they're not afraid to fight. IG though, no casualties for them. Took the tower. And backed off. Of course, YYF, I don't believe he was actually in that fight, so that was basically a 5-on-4. The cooldown slowing everybody down enough so that they couldn't chase, and of course Weaver and Windrunner, the only two that could potentially chase, but Windrunner not able to catch up. Need a 4-staff to be able to get something happen. Brilliant shackle from him though. I was really surprised it kind of latched. It was a bit of a hackle shot right there, but that was the one thing that gave Muxi a bit of a chance there on that fight. Oh, in comes the Weaver. South sees him though, he's like a sea of sentry wards, even though the sentry wards are about to vanish. He has to be careful. He's level 5 right now. He needs his time lapse desperately to be able to survive and actually try to get himself some gold. And of course, have maybe a sense of security if he thinks that he can farm somewhere. The moment he can't really, because, you know, he dies fast. But if he feels like he has a fail-safe, he might be able to do a little bit more there. Level 3 up on the Earthshaker. Yeah, it's got boots. Happy times. Happy times indeed. Treads up on the Shadow Fiend. 49 to 13. And he's the only one that's able to keep up with the farm of Muxi together with the Windrunner. Like Weaver's got less than the support Schwan on his Naga Siren. And 2 people even above him in terms of net worth. Pretty tough. But IG, they don't seem to be in any rush. They just have their game plan. And they take it. Have their game plan and, you know, just roll with it. Not taking anything they think they can't. Playing it safe considering they are ahead for quite a bit. That's always something that is, you know, showing discipline. But then again, we know that they have discipline for sure. 5k gold, that's what IG are ahead compared to Muxi right now, who is rotating bottom with 4 of their heroes, only leaving the Leshrac to farm on the mid lane. But looks to be taking down the tier 1 tower bottom. There's gonna be a couple of people here to try and prevent that from happening. TPs are incoming as well. There'll be Fissures. It's gonna be maybe a bit too late. If the Fissure can get something done, they get Ferrari. He's able to escape still though. Shackle's not gonna be there and the Surge will keep the Dragon safe. Tower will get denied. 5 heroes of Muxi coming in to try and make something happen. They don't overextend, they don't chase, knowing that chasing might actually end up pretty badly for them. But they get the deny and that's all you can hope for right now. Damage control. That's the name of the game. Trying to buy time while doing so. Trying to get up some of your core items. And of course, with a Fissure there, Earthshaker, probably one of the more turtle-heavy lineups. Here comes a Fissure, maybe again if he can get it done. Nope, not in range in time. And of course, the Sentry Ward there, preventing Weaver from getting a surprise attack. Weaver, who's level 7 at the moment. Experience graph still going the way of IG, but it's being kept even. And we know how they... I can't exactly say it the way people say it, but I know the gist of it. So if you are keeping your graphs even, basically means that you're getting ahead because you're able to hold your ground while being behind. And imagine what you would do if you get even in terms of gold, for example. If now the first tower gets taken down by Muxi, they get themselves a bit of extra gold and they already were able to hold themselves strong without being ahead or even for that matter. It's got something to do with percentages and such. Not my strongest suit. IG roaming middle. Doing 4 heroes here. The only one that they missed is a Gyrocopter who is going one-on-one with the Weaver. Oh, Ferrari with the Invis rune. Looking for the Shadow Fiend. Gets a Dragon 2 off. The Shackle is still going to be there though. Allowing for L to back off. Tier 1 tower taking a little bit of harassment. In comes the Weaver. Comes in from behind. Mechanism is already up on IG though. And that will give their team fight, even if it was already strong to begin with, that extra boost that will allow them to stay in it a little bit longer. YYF with the mechanism. Nice deny, but the song is still going to be there. Fissure is already out. PPX trying to get himself away. This will be a couple of deaths going the way of IG. Muxi trying to run. They already lost their Shadow Fiend. The other two trying to back themselves out of the other pass. Nice bit of a delta split there. Only sacrificing one for the greater good. Might have been their highest farmer on the map.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
But
attack.
it's better than losing more. It could have been going way worse for Muxi. But IG, they are dominating the map right now. They still have, of course, that control over this game. Take the tier 2 back off. Only one tier 2 tower left standing on the map for Muxi. And BKB now up on Zao. Let's take a look at the items of IG. I mean, we already saw the mechanism. Oh, mana boots aplenty for everybody. YYF getting themselves them as well as Faith. Arcane boots are around. Ferrari for 30 going for that BKB as well by the looks of it. And of course BKB just saw completed on Zao. I mean, we can go over the items for Muxi as well, but they don't really have that much just yet. They're just so far behind. I mean, Lich is not going to have anything, apart from having level 6. That's actually quite a big deal. If you're going to be 5-man pushed by IG, what better way is to stop the push from happening as to just have 10 bounces of your Chain Frost. Of course, it's not going to be the full 10 bounces, because it is IG and they know how to deal with that hero, with that ulti. It's still going to be a pretty decent one to scare them off. I mean, making them scatter alone is already something nice. Earthshaker doesn't really have anything. Got himself a Soul Ring because he is not rich enough to get Arcane Boots. In comes IG, by the way, going for the last tower standing. Mechanism, the item that gets built up by KKK. Being forced basically to go for Mechanism because nobody in his team other than him would have gold or time to get it in time for it to be useful. Of course, Force Staff might have been better in terms of aggression, but that's just a luxury that he can't afford right now. They need a Mechanism to be able to fight. At some point, they need to try and hold their ground. BKB being built up by the Shadow Fiend, but he's very far off. Tier 2 tower goes down. Muxi backs off. And IG. Perhaps it's time to go Roshan, and after Roshan, go for the high ground. It's a logical way of things. Take down all the outer towers. Go for Roshan, go high ground. $1,400 gold already in the bags of Ferrari. Almost having himself the Minthro Hammer. In the meantime, Weaver, the last one that I didn't check items on. I don't know if I should though, because we know that he doesn't have that much. He is 0-3-0. Then again, everybody on Muxi is 0.0 because there's no kills yet on them. They're only 4 kills behind though, and with three of them on being on the Weaver, that means that 3 people haven't died yet on the side of Muxi. You know, it could be worse. Of course, the one that did die are the 2 main heroes, Weaver and Shadow Fiend. Oh wow, Zao might be in a lot of trouble. Gets a cooldown going and tries to run. Will be able to. No Fisher anymore. Almost gets himself a kill. And pops the first BKB charge. Getting chased down still. In comes Tron though, and the song will be there to make sure that Zao gets himself out safe. And that was almost a very successful gank of Muxi. But that just shows how far ahead IG is. There can be 4 people of Muxi going for 1 hero, but if he can BKB and get himself out, this is trouble. Just trouble. Windrunner though, having her mechanism complete. Still can't really play aggressive though. Like Muxi, they just have to hope that IG is giving them more time to get their heroes up to farm. So far, it doesn't look like it. IG. Well, not applying as high pressure as maybe you would expect them to, considering they are so far ahead. But knowing them, I mean, they'll just, you know, wait until their core items are up. Have we got a Helm of the Dominator maybe for Zao? And then just continue going. They actually smoke up here. Let's see what they can do. Faith, Chuan, and YYF. Trying to follow Ferrari, who's already invisible because he has an invis rune. Earthshaker, level 5. Oh god, poor little Earthshaker. Trying to get himself a little bit of extra levels and extra farm. You know, super happy that he can be here, but he is so dead. That's a Dragon Tail. And that's Split Earth and a kill. Ownage, 5-0. In the meantime, Gyrocopter goes down in the top lane though. Finally, Muxi get a kill. Everything was used there. And Muxi does take quite a bit of damage for it. But this time, Zao will be a bit overextending and... Well, I guess I followed the wrong kill. Happened at the same time. The BKB charge not even used this time. For the Gyrocopter. Question is, how much time can Muxi buy themselves with that kill? And can they do it again? Of course. They go for 430. Is there a shackle? There's a tree right there. No, there's not a tree right there. That was the wrong one. They try and chase him down, but he is super tanky, so they won't get him down. And they know it too. And they don't overextend by continuing to chase. And better yet, I mean, the BKB now ready up on Ferrari would have meant that if they would have chased... It would have BKB'd and turned the whole fight around. Chuan being there as well, helping out. YYF building his own BKB, by the looks of it. And Gem of True Set now as well, of course, making sure that the evasiveness of the Weaver is no longer an issue. Zhao finding himself the Weaver, but I don't think he cares. He's been top the whole time, as in a couple of times before. Look at this damage, actually. That's pretty painful for that Weaver. And everybody of IG in the dire jungle, cleaning out the jungle, making sure that Muxi is gonna have a tough time farming, or has to farm in the jungle of IG. And that's not really where you want to be, because if you get caught out of position, you're so dead. Everybody will be able to TP in if need be. And the gold graph, even though it was kept even at 5k for a little while. IG now applying the choke strat. Wait a second, fight happening. Here comes a Dragon Tail. Dragon form looking for a pick off. KKK running for his life. Here comes another Dragon Tail and a vacuum back as well. That's gonna be the Windrunner going down. A song preventing the rest of Muxi to go for an exit strat. Lich Ult still bouncing through, but it doesn't matter. 2 extra pickups on the board. IG dominating this game. Time lapse away into safety from the Weaver, but he gets forced out of his base. He was able to pick up Faith though, but is now running for his life. We'll have another Chikushi, but the net is there, the gem is there, and that's gonna be 4 dead extra on the side of Muxi. The only one that was able to survive is the Earthshaker, who was of course a hero that stands far back, so he wasn't in risk of going down. He's able to defend his tier 3 tower, but for how long? For how long is the question. One of the upsides of being very low level, you're alive very fast again. So Muxi already back in place to defend their tier 3s. And the question is, when does IG push through? Because of course we just saw a glimpse of what they have. The initiation wasn't even fully ideal for them, but they were able to win the fight anyway. And I feel like they just have at the moment the strength to just walk up the high ground, kill everybody in sight under the tier 3 towers, and not die. They've got the survivability with the help of the mechanism. They've got the damage in the hands of the Gyrocopter. And they've got the control with the Dragon Tail and the Vacuum and the Split Earth. They've got everything. They've got like the full package. And if something goes wrong, hey, you song, you walk away. It's very simple. Chuan wouldn't say that he is a support from his score 206, but him picking up words definitely makes sure that he is indeed a support. Nice ancient stack, IG. Hello, gold, says Ferrari. He'll take it gladly. Ferrari has already got 2300 gold after getting himself the BKB. And look at this choke strat paying off. Muxi is not really comfortable leaving their base by themselves, so they stick together, so that's already gonna be a bit of a victory to IG because they're having to share farm. And that is, of course, if they even try to leave the base to begin with. The only one that's feeling a bit confident of going out by himself is the Weaver. Of course, purely by nature of his hero, he has got to be the evasive hero. He's got time lapse and all that stuff. Still, he has to be very careful. With the gem and the ensnare on the side of IG, and the amount of damage that they have, they could pick him off before he even has a chance to time lapse. And that's a Shadow Blade ready upon Dragonite. More aggression coming off from Ferrari if need be. Nice drawings on the minimap. IG leaving the Dire jungle alone, but you still see that Muxi, they are still not confident in going there. It's their own jungle, but they just don't have it safe. They smoke up though. They know something needs to change. Something needs to be done. Let's see who they can find. It's not gonna be easy. Not gonna be easy for sure. Whoa. Faith and Ferrari around there. Well, they see them as like, okay, abort, abort. From the other side though, here comes Swan, here comes this song. Everybody being caught on the rid. Looks like Earthshaker might be able to get himself away. Lich still in the smoke as well. BKB's turned on. Vacuum in there though. Let's see what L can do here. But he gets netted up and he's in a man fight with a dragon. And I don't think you can win that. The dragon though, having to back off, feeling like he is taking a ton of damage. Echo Slam, able to pick up Faith. It's the first one to die in this fight. Twan pops the mirror images, goes for the Earthshaker, but in comes the Weaver. Power shot misses. Twan tries to hide. He's the last one here for his team. Doesn't get a kill up on the Lich, even though he got pretty close. Very close even. Dragon Tail, Weaver ends up going down. Ferrari comes back and makes sure that at least they get a kill in return for that one. But IG, they just lost 2 heroes. Of course there's 2 supports, but it felt that could have been a lot better for IG. Muxi showing that they can definitely still fight, regardless if they're behind 15k on gold, regardless if they're behind 12k on experience. The BKB on the Shadow Fiend just made it possible for them. Lich ulti wasn't even used in that fight. I mean, imagine if it was used when that Fisher was here and just bouncing around here, right? And they were able to force IG back. That means they have got themselves a bit of extra time, but better yet, they might even buy themselves some extra space to farm. Maybe they're feeling confident enough to go into their own jungle to try and farm something there. As PPX goes for the Blink Dagger as his item. Smoke up there again. Roshan in the meantime attempted here by IG. It's not going really fast, but oh, they're gonna try to take it down. Smoke is still there. Muxi, they want to go in. And I mean, they have the time to decide of how they're gonna do it, because really that Roshan is not dropping fast. The downside is, like, if they lose the fight here, they're gonna lose more than just Roshan. But you see how careful IG is. This is discipline. Being ahead and still having the respect to not go all in. In comes the Dragonite. Goes for the Shadow Fiend. BKB's turned on. He wants to take down the Shadow Fiend before he pops his BKB. But the BKB is popped. Doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter. That is a Shadow Fiend down. KKK gonna be next. Lich Ultimate bouncing through. The BKBs have worn off, but I don't think it matters. That's gonna be 3 down for Muxi. And the other 2 running for their lives. One of them being a Weaver should be able to run and hide. I say should. Think I was wrong. There goes the Weaver as well. That's 4 dead, and the only one to survive is the Earthshaker, who really doesn't want to go down because he is so close to his Blink Dagger. And that's going to be, of course, a Roshan, and perhaps more than that. Although with the speed that IG is taking down the Roshan, I mean, it's really, really not that fast. We do have Zhao picking up the Demon Edge. Has an Aegis as well. And we know what that means. Or what that could mean, rather. Could mean Divine Rapier. MKB is the safest build, but at the moment, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Rapier up on Zhao. Not with the Aegis there. He could definitely do it. And they would be able to roll over Muxi, because imagine Flak Cannon then. Shadow Fiend. I mean, the one that's keeping them in the game so far, keeping Muxi in the game. For how long is the question? Look at them. They're sitting in their base. They don't know where to go. Don't know where to get farm. Blink Dagger's there on the Earthshaker. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to go for another smoke. But do they actually have a smoke still left? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They are gonna go for a smoke by the looks of it. Still. Or not. Or they just sit in their base because they can. Not knowing where IG is. Knowing that they can't fight for 6 minutes because that Aegis is there. Aw, it's gonna be the safe choice. Sorry, people. MKB in the house. You know? It's a slight moment where we thought, you know, who knows? Maybe Zhao goes for a rapier, but nope. Not going all in. Well, you know, they have been playing it safe the entire game. Why stop now? Weaver hiding in the forest. Faith and Zhao around there. He has to be careful though. Very careful. Time lapse. Back and TP out. Safety. Look at these three though. They're in deep trouble. Here comes Ferrari. Dragon Tail. Earthshaker gonna be up first. Doesn't get the chance to use anything. And he goes down. Vacuum and net. Up on KKK. Tries to TP out. But no such luck. Gets taken down as well. IG. Pick out the lane, and I think they're gonna look to go middle and end this once and for all. As far ahead as they are, it is time to stop playing with their food and eat it. And they are in the situation to do it, and the only reason that Muxi could still get back into this game would be if IG makes some grave mistakes.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But of course we know them as a team. That doesn't really make that many mistakes. And even if they do, you have to first scout them out to be able to act on them. The racks go down.
Dire's middle barracks is falling.
And they back off after just taking the melee racks. Again, very safe. Very disciplined, like, you know, we don't need more just yet. We'll just pick up the bottom lane and push out that one. It almost feels like they're a friendly team. Maybe showing Muxi a little bit too much respect in terms of capability to fight. But Muxi is gonna go smoke up. They don't want IG in their base anymore, and they go in. Blinking Echo Slam doesn't really do anything. The song comes in. The BKB's turned on though, and they stop the song and they pick up the Lich, pick up the Earthshaker, goes for the Shadow Fiend. That's gonna be 3 down. The other 2 fleeing from the scene, and actually not even fleeing towards the base. No, they say. Weaver fleeing towards the mid lane to continue farming. KKK is gonna try to land some power shots to stop the push from happening, but I don't think that's gonna be happening anymore. This tier 3 tower looking to have seen this end of times, the last light of day. GG gets cold. Muxi, they tap out. They've had enough. IG dominating as we know them. And they will take the first game in Group A rather, of the RedBull Esports Champions League, or RedBull ECL if you will. And these teams of course are playing from a live location, and we'll see the second game coming up right after this one, of course after the teams have set up their computers and such. If you're wondering which team we'll see, I will tell you we'll see Royal taking on VC Gaming as the next game. We're gonna see IG versus Orange after that one though. That should be maybe a bit more of an even matchup as that throne explodes. Of course, my name is Shiver. You're watching a broadcast on Beyond the Summit, and we'll be here all day to provide you with coverage of the group stages of the RedBull ECL. And let's jump ourselves out of this game and get ourselves into the next one. Stick around for more Dota 2 action coming up. Oh, by the way, if you want to follow me, you can do so on twitter.com/shivergaming. Much obliged. Jump yourselves out.